with your organization, you have expanded and scaled up a startup in the plan management space. But from a broader point of view, the new participant pathway provides more opportunities than challenges. And then how, as we envision the new participant pathway, what are the things you see, and then from the experience and expertise, see that it should be included very early in the conversations?
Thanks, Dev, and thank you for the kind invitation to be a part of today. For those who don't know, Leap In, we're a plan manager and support coordinator. We're part of the broader Uniting family, and we were set up to provide and develop innovative service delivery models that were different to which Uniting had traditionally been involved within disability supports through its history. And so plan management and support coordination, when from the Uniting side, as we were working through the rollout of the scheme, we're really seeing some gaps in really the original navigation space. And it started with planning and getting that plan right in the first place, and really helping people be able to navigate what is, the intention, that foundational intention of creating empowerment from the get-go, and the intent of the scheme to create empowered and confident individuals. And yet the first point of engagement we always call the Oliver Twist moment around, please sir, can I have some more? And we saw outcomes at that first point, that getting the right plan in place that would meet needs, would have appropriate funding, and is so fundamental to then how a person's going to go about moving towards reaching their goals and living their best life. And so that's where we started. And then as you sort of have gone through the process, we then, as a plan manager, and we're the largest, I think, not-for-profit plan manager in how we go about things. And we're also the most efficient within the plan management category, which is a bit unusual for, again, a not-for-profit provider. And, we've been very innovative, invested heavily in the technology to allow us to do that, combined with people. And I think, to the previous comments of our workforce is representative, 60% of people who have a lived experience, because what we do day in, day out is effectively support people around what we think is the grey line. That we have about 12,000 participants and families around the country who want to absolutely do the right thing in terms of take advantage of to make the most of and go about living their best life. But they're also incredibly conscious of the fact that, that it is a taxpayer-funded scheme, and they want to be compliant with how they go about doing that. And so the grey line in terms of where we sit in choice of control, dignity of risk, and reasonable and necessary, basically just leads to conversations. We'll have 500,000 of them this year with participants and providers around, is it okay? Can I? How do I go about? Who can help? Where? Who might have capacity? I want to do the right thing. And so I think the fact that the investment that we've been seeing in the review in terms of the recommendation, the new pathways of spend the time, get the plan right, really take the time, not just to get the plan right, but also have really clear conversations about, what the intent is, so that as you're going into the more, if you like, less grey, more clarity around the reasonable and necessary question, then people can go, great, I can then go about doing things, I can feel compliant, I'm meeting obligations as I go about really realising my goals. And I think the more we do that, so the more we can, if you like, be then and facilitate minimal administration to then allow the funding engine, if you like, which should be just right in the background and just happen, so that most effort and focus can be in service delivery and enablement. Then we take admin out, we have a more efficient scheme, best use, and we, making, again, for a community where, again, we get so much feedback of, people define themselves as professional form filler-inners if they're involved with the disability sector and have been forever. And that's admin. So the more admin we can take out of a person's life, then the more they can get on living with life. And so, our hope is within the pathway, we really have strong mechanisms for advice, and starting with the navigator roles at the human service and the service delivery and the supports end, but also within that reasonable and necessary side, and fitting in terms of the financial part of it as well, and that doesn't get lost, and the need and questioning that people have, as they're working through the implementation of their plans, that those needs don't get lost in the process as well, because the questions will be there. So we've just got to figure out what's the right way to go about addressing them.
Thank you. Thank you.